No metal-clad BX or RX cable cannot be fastened via cable ties to a gas pipe on a boiler or furnace. This constitutes a violation of Article 300.11 of the National Electrical Code, NEC. Article 300.11 addresses securing and supporting wiring methods. The NEC exists to ensure electrical safety, and this specific regulation is in place to prevent hazards associated with the interaction between electrical wiring and gas piping. Firstly, gas pipes are intended to carry natural gas or propane, both of which are highly flammable. Any damage to the electrical insulation of cables attached to these pipes could create a spark, leading to a potential fire or explosion. Secondly, the gas pipe itself may not be properly grounded. If an electrical fault occurs within the cable, and the gas pipe is not grounded, it could become energized. Anyone touching the pipe could then receive an electrical shock. Thirdly, the physical attachment of cables to gas pipes can cause stress on the piping system, potentially leading to leaks or damage. The weight and tension of the cables can weaken joints or connections in the gas pipe, increasing the risk of gas leaks. Article 300.11 specifically addresses the securing and supporting of wiring methods. It generally requires that wiring methods be securely fastened to structures, not to other systems such as gas piping. The code emphasizes the importance of mechanical integrity and preventing strain on electrical conductors and their insulation. Independent support is crucial. Electrical wiring should be supported independently of other systems within a building or structure. This means that cables, conduits, and other wiring methods should have their own dedicated supports, such as straps, hangers, or clamps that are attached to the building's structure. The intent is to prevent the wiring from relying on unrelated systems for support, which could compromise the safety and reliability of both systems. Separation of systems is another key aspect of this regulation. Keeping electrical wiring separate from other systems, like gas piping, helps to minimize the risk of interaction or interference between them. This separation can be achieved through physical spacing, barriers, or the use of non-conductive materials. The goal is to prevent situations where a fault in one system could propagate to another, leading to more widespread damage or hazards. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. All metallic electrical enclosures, raceways, and equipment must be properly grounded and bonded to provide a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source. This helps to ensure that overcurrent protective devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses, will operate quickly to clear faults and prevent electrical shock hazards. The grounding and bonding system should be designed and installed in accordance with the requirements of the NEC, including Articles 250.4 and 250.8. Qualified personnel should always be involved in electrical work. All electrical installations and modifications should be performed by qualified electricians who are knowledgeable in the NEC and local electrical codes. These professionals have the training and experience necessary to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable regulations. Using qualified personnel helps to minimize the risk of errors or omissions that could lead to electrical hazards. Inspection and approval are important steps in ensuring electrical safety. After an electrical installation or modification is completed, it should be inspected by a qualified electrical inspector to verify that it meets the requirements of the NEC and local codes. The inspector will examine the wiring, grounding, and other aspects of the installation to ensure that they are safe and properly installed. Approval from the electrical inspector is required before the installation can be energized and put into service. The consequences of violating Article 300.11 can be severe. Failure to properly secure and support wiring methods can lead to electrical hazards, such as fire, shock, and equipment damage. In addition, violations of the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and legal liability. It is important to comply with all applicable electrical codes and regulations to protect the safety of people and property. Alternative methods for securing cables include using cable trays, J-hooks, or other approved supports that are specifically designed for electrical wiring. These supports should be securely fastened to the building structure and should provide adequate support for the cables without putting stress on the gas piping. Proper installation techniques are essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. This includes using the correct tools and materials, following the manufacturer's instructions, and paying attention to detail. Sloppy or incorrect installation practices can lead to electrical hazards and equipment failures. If you are unsure about how to properly install or secure electrical wiring, consult with a qualified electrician. It is always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to electrical safety. Continuously reviewing relevant sections of the NEC helps one stay up to date. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and best practices. It is important for electricians and other electrical professionals to stay current with the latest edition of the NEC to ensure that their work is in compliance with the latest regulations. Regularly reviewing the NEC and attending continuing education courses can help to keep your knowledge and skills up to date. Specifically, within Article 300.11, the requirements for securing and supporting wiring methods are detailed. These requirements are designed to ensure that wiring is installed in a safe and reliable manner, and they cover a wide range of wiring methods, including cables, conduits, and raceways. The specific requirements for securing and supporting wiring methods depend on the type of wiring method being used, the location of the wiring, and the type of building structure. However, some general requirements apply to all wiring methods. Wiring methods must be securely fastened to the building structure. The supports must be designed and installed to prevent the wiring from sagging or becoming damaged. The supports must be made of materials that are compatible with the wiring method and the environment in which it is installed. Wiring methods must be supported at intervals that are specified in the NEC. The support intervals vary depending on the type of wiring method and the size of the conductors. Wiring methods must be protected from physical damage. This can be achieved by using conduit, raceways, or other protective measures. Wiring methods must be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner. This means that the wiring must be properly aligned, secured, and labeled. The installation must be free from defects and must comply with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC provides detailed information on how to properly secure and support wiring methods. It is important to consult the NEC and follow its requirements to ensure that electrical wiring is installed in a safe and reliable manner. In addition to Article 300.11, other articles of the NEC may also be relevant to the installation of electrical wiring near gas piping. For example, Article 500 addresses the requirements for electrical installations in hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable gases or vapors may be present. If electrical wiring is installed in a hazardous location, it must be installed in accordance with the requirements of Article 500 to prevent the risk of explosion or fire. Article 310.15 addresses the ampacity of conductors. The ampacity of a conductor is the maximum amount of current that it can carry safely without overheating. The ampacity of a conductor depends on the size of the conductor, the type of insulation, and the ambient temperature. It is important to select conductors with the appropriate ampacity for the load that they will be carrying. Overloaded conductors can overheat and cause a fire. Article 250 addresses the requirements for grounding and bonding. Grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, which helps to protect people from electrical shock. Bonding connects all of the metallic parts of an electrical system together, which helps to prevent voltage differences between them. It is important to ground and bond electrical systems in accordance with the requirements of Article 250. In conclusion, fastening metal-clad BX or RX cable to a gas pipe on a boiler or furnace is a violation of Article 300.11 of the National Electrical Code. This practice can create several hazards, including fire, electrical shock, and gas leaks. It is important to follow the NEC and use approved methods for securing and supporting electrical wiring. Always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions about electrical safety.